Just like Georgie. Where's Pennywise? You like the flood, Georgie?
Because fucking fuck with me, bitch.
You just ripped my shirt. Oh shit. Oh shit. You seen this? Oh, fuck.
Thank you.
Hey, let's not get physical today, okay?
I'm not. I just heard you say something about Charlie. What did you say about Charlie?
Charlie is my favorite person ever.
Come on, man. You don't have to lie to me. Listen, we're not the violent person. We're not the violent party. I got attacked by a liberal Antifa lady.
I'm not a member of a political party.
You're not?
I am not.
I like your costume.
Thank you. It's very cute.
Yes, I give you compliments. See that? We're peaceful people. Republicans, we're peaceful. We're not the ones who believe in violence.
Why were you attacking the
Kill
guy
Tony.
in the yellow with the jacket touches kids?
What the fuck? What? That's not funny. That's not. You know what he just said? Oh my, this is what I'm talking about. That dude just literally called me a pedophile for no reason. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. This is the liberal. Like, they live in their own land, la la land. They make up words. They make up their own, like, their agenda. They make their own ideology. Like, it's ridiculous. This is what we're talking about. Like, they live in their own world. Like, no rules apply, I guess. I don't understand. What's up, buddy? You remember me? You called me a pedophile earlier. I want you to apologize.
I watched an old woman hit her head on this concrete as you shoved her.
Are you gonna apologize?
Quit your job.
You called me a pedophile earlier.
Quit your job.
Listen, you have 5 seconds. If you don't apologize for calling me a pedophile, because I'm a Republican, I'm gonna drag you in the middle of the street. If you don't apologize. So, do you wanna apologize? I'm gonna drag you.
That would be a very bad idea.
Why is that?
Hey, Portland Police Bureau, where you at?
Why is that?
Do your fucking job, like for once in your entire goddamn life. This man right here is threatening to drag me into the street if I don't apologize because I said nasty words to him. Oh no.
You call me a pedophile. That's defamation of character. That's against the law.
No, it's really not.
You call me a pedophile. That is literally defamation of character. You're lying. Like in Texas, we don't play about your mother, children. How can I prove that? How can I prove that?
I don't know. If you lay a finger on me, you're going to regret it. These are not fighting words. We are not a mutual combat state to my knowledge. I do not consent to combat.
Oh, so why? Can you apologize for calling me a pedophile?
No.
So you're not going to apologize?
No.
Oh, poor baby.
Go away.
Okay, Jesse Waters, what will he done? Sean Hannity, what will he done? Right? If Jesse Waters was here, what will he done? Right?
Who gives a shit?
Right?
Fucking schizo. Go away.
What will Jesse Waters will done? Or
Get a real job. Learn to
Laura
code.
Ingraham or Sean Hannity, if they were here
Who gives a fuck what Sean Hannity thinks? He's a fucking retarded, disgraced idiot.
if an Antifa called him a pedophile, Antifa liberal,
I'm not a liberal, you fucking moron. What the fuck? Seriously, more offended that you just called me a liberal. Why are you calling
He called me a
liberal?
pedophile because I'm a black Republican.
When you are conspiring with groups of people who are on the Epstein list, who are protecting pedophiles, you gotta accept that. Also, y'all are calling us pedophiles all the time. So, like, take the licks that you serve out.
I didn't call nobody a pedophile. That is a line you don't cross. You don't talk about somebody's mother, children.
Go police your own before you police us.
Listen, I don't know about Tommy. I'm not speaking for Tommy. I'm speaking for myself. I will never call a liberal Antifa, another human being, a pedophile. That's not a line you cross. This man in a fucking unicorn, fucking stupid uniform, called me a pedophile. He needs to apologize. Can you apologize? That's all I'm asking.
No.
So he's gonna
Go away. Go away.
Apologize! 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 Apologize, bitch! Apologize! apologize. Just got attacked by Antifa and I'm going to the hospital. This is the independent journalist, this is the comedian. Liberals just attacked me. This guy's seeing this. Portland.
He was the bad guy in the Three Musketeers. He was the cardinal.
Stay right here. Yeah. Stay right here. June 25th, 2024, Port Charlotte, Florida. 2 suspects walk into a Burlington and walk out with over $6,000 in stolen merchandise. But before they could even leave the parking lot, deputies were already closing in. Can I talk to you real quick?
Sí.
Are you here with someone else?
No, sola.
Charlotte County deputies responded to a theft in progress at the Burlington on Cochran Boulevard. Security watched as Carla Stephanie Soto Araneda, 33, and Genesee Michael Flores Reyes, 32, loaded bags of stolen clothes into a car with California license plates. 224 cents. Copy a California tag. When deputies opened the trunk, they found over $6,000 worth of merchandise from Burlington, Marshalls, and Ross, plus tools used to remove anti-theft tags. When officers ran their information, both turned out to be undocumented immigrants.
You don't speak English?
No, nada.
Ah.
Birthday?
Huh?
Birthday? Birthday?
Ese es mi nombre completo.
Yeah, you're going to jail. You know what jail is, right?
It's gonna go with you to jail.
At least she knows what jail is.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, don't tighten. She's female.
Donas.
Yeah, that's fine. Females can slip out of this shit. $229, that's what I got you. Double lock?
When officers ran their information, both turned out to be undocumented immigrants. That's when deputies contacted Immigration and Customs Enforcement, turning a state-level theft into a potential federal case. So what started as a quick shopping spree ended with felony grand theft, ICE involvement, and a reality check they won't forget. Florida doesn't play when it comes to organized retail theft, and these two just learned that the hard way. Subscribe for more real arrest stories where every choice comes with consequences.
Pregnant woman. Yeah.
Oh, God. Here?
Yep.
Oh, my God. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my God. Unfucking. Okay.
Through your path, please. Roll space. Out the fucking way! You do that one more fucking time, I'll fucking arrest you.
So she was extremely right. So I hope everyone saw that.
We're not going to let our city fall to socialism, communism, right? We're not going to let them take our freedom of speech, right? We have the right to speak up, and we're going to do that. And for those listening, I want to give you a very logical argument, because you may disagree. But there's proof in the pudding as to why socialism and communism doesn't work. And I'll give you the argument as to how it has failed the black community in this country. So as I said, my family has been in this country since at least the 1700s. I don't know American history just through a textbook, which is propaganda, but I know it through family history, which is most important. And I know that even though there were struggles, we were able to own businesses. We had our own self-performing schools, graduating scientists, architects. We had thriving communities. Actually, most of the communities you look at right now in Chicago, in New York, Philadelphia, that are now plagued with crime used to be thriving middle-class black neighborhoods. So how did we get here today? Socialism. It started with Martin Luther King Jr. towards the end of his life, saying that he wanted democratic socialism. The same things Mamdani is saying today.
I'm Assemblyman ZOHRAN Mamdani, and I'm running for mayor to freeze the rent for every rent-stabilized tenant.
Wait, you're gonna freeze my rent?
Yes.
Did I hear rent freeze?
Yes! This guy's gonna freeze the rent. No hike?
None.
This guy's gonna freeze the rent.
It's true. As your next mayor, I will freeze your rent.
Paid for by ZOHRAN for NYC.
Universal basic income. The government's supposed to do this. The government's supposed to do that. No, because we are the government. That's the thing. We are the government. The government is not this own independent thing. The government is only as good as we make it. Meaning if Apple was to collapse as a company, you know how many millions of people would lose their jobs? We would probably turn into a third world country tomorrow if our top companies were to collapse. None of them were created by socialism and communism. What communism does is says, how can I redistribute what you have? Meaning, how can I take it and seize it for myself? If you want to see the contradiction, Zohran Mamdani is against private ownerships of homes, but yet he owns private property in Uganda.
Well, isn't this rich? New York City mayoral frontrunner Zohran Mamdani announced last week that he was traveling to Uganda in a, quote, personal capacity.
I'm going back to Uganda. I'm headed there in a personal capacity to celebrate Rama and I's marriage with our family and friends. But I do want to apologize to the haters, because I will be coming back.
Well, according to reports, that celebration was a lavish 3-day party at his family's private estate outside Uganda's capital. The neighborhood is home to some of Uganda's richest citizens. The party was reportedly equipped with around 20 Special Force Command unit guards, some of whom were wearing masks. And one source telling the New York Post that several armed guards were stationed at one gate. Another source went on to tell the Post that the family had a cell phone jamming system on site. Reports say the party ended around midnight with expensive cars seen taking partygoers to and from the lavish event. Talk about champagne socialism.
Ask him how many free homes he's built in Uganda. 0.
We know that Mamdani does want to tax the rich more, bring it up about 2%.
Flashback.
New York's first mom governor, we need more child care. Universal. Child care for everyone who wants it. So here's what we're going to do. I can hear you.
That's a good moment, honestly.
Here's my friends. You want to see Zohran or not?
A few moments later.
He can't do that on his own. You've previously said that you wouldn't be raising taxes. Have you reconsidered that stance?
No, I would say one energetic rally does not get me to change my positions, I assure you. But I do hear people's voices. I process what everybody says, but I'm also have to balance governing this state and making sure that those people who are actually the reason we have a generous, supportive budget that helps lift people up, it's their revenues that we tax. 1.5% of New Yorkers cover about 1/3 of our budget. That's enormous. I'm concerned about out-migration of people who are the ones who are supporting our budget. I cannot make up for that with middle-class tax increases. I cannot do that to the middle class and the struggling New Yorkers.
It's all a lie. And she knows it.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally saying, I'm not going to allow this to happen, but I'm going to get on stage with that snake oil salesman, and all of you idiots in the audience are just going to be like, yeah, this is going to happen.
Yeah. They're going to go to states where they don't have to deal with that commie bullshit. You think that they're not? You're out of your mind.
I'll bet you something. If you're voting for Zohran, you're probably young and rich, like very well to do, or you moved to New York City in the past 10 years, like you're not from here. Those are his two biggest voting blocks.
I'm here in New York, about to illegally vote for Zohran Mamdani 6 times. Yeah, 6.
And the way he's getting those votes is he's selling a scam of a dream. He's saying he's going to make New York City more affordable for the very people that are from here or immigrants or those struggling. And he's going to do that by making buses fast and free.
The proposal that we have put forward addresses the fact that today, in the wealthiest city, in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, 1 in 5 New Yorkers cannot afford the bus fare. It would cost $700 million a year to make the slowest buses in the country fast and free. And by doing so, we would generate more than double in economic revenue for New Yorkers across the city. It would be something that would reduce assaults on bus drivers, it would increase ridership on those buses, and it would actually have environmental impacts, as fewer New Yorkers would drive their own car or take a taxi and would instead get on the bus. And I know all of this because I delivered it as a state assembly member who won the first free buses in New York City's history.
And freezing the rent, which will not do shit for making housing more affordable.
Socialist politicians are on the rise.
I'm running for mayor.
This Democratic socialist will probably be the next mayor of Minneapolis. And socialist ZOHRAN Mamdani is likely to be the next mayor of New York City.
We have to continue to elect more socialists, and we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism.
But they should be apologetic. Socialism always fails. In my last video, I covered some of Mamdani's bad ideas, but he has more. So I made this second video.
This campaign is for every New Yorker who believes that government's job is to actually make our lives better.
Mamdani says he'll make our lives better by giving us free stuff.
I'll make childcare available to all New Yorkers at no cost.
I like where he stands on freezing rent, making public transit cheap and free.
Childcare, universal at no cost to New York families. Buses, fast and free for every New Yorker.
And yet he has noticed that government doesn't do a great job now.
These are the slowest buses in the country.
Buses and subways are a good example of socialist confusion about what makes things work. I asked people, who do you think built New York City's subways?
I think it was the government.
Either President Eisenhower or maybe like a mayor.
Union workers.
It's logical to think that public transportation is something that must be done by government. Who else could afford to dig tunnels and create the system where everyone, rich and poor, ride for relatively little money? No private business would do that. The greedy owners wouldn't be able to charge riders enough to make a profit. But actually,
the original subways in New York were all private.
It carried tens of millions of passengers.
Private companies built most of the subways. Then, after 50 years, they said, let's raise the fare from a nickel to a dime.
People didn't like the idea of paying a higher fare. And the mayor took advantage of that and said, well, fine, the government will take it over and we won't raise the fare.
But of course, government did raise it. Now a ride costs almost $3. And the subways have problems.
Tunnels are deteriorating. Delays are inevitable.
And when government tries to build new subways, they struggle. This one was supposed to be done in 1938. Then they said 1980. It's still not done. And it's already the world's most expensive subway line. They work so slowly that the subway cars built for it, cars that cost $1 million each, now won't be used because they no longer fit the tracks. That's what you get when government runs things. The socialist politicians also say they'll make workers' lives better by raising the minimum wage to $30 an hour. That's popular. Last year, California's fast food workers celebrated the new $20 minimum wage.
My workers, we did this!
But when companies have to pay even beginners at least $20 an hour.
Pizza Hut preemptively laid off 1,200 delivery drivers like Michael Ojeda.
What's the point of the raise if you don't have a job anymore?
18,000 fast food jobs vanished, while other states added jobs. Also, consumers have to pay more.
Restaurants in the state have increased prices by 10% faster than all other states.
It's just supply and demand. Socialists can force businesses to raise wages, but there's no free lunch. Employers respond either by raising prices or replacing workers with machines like Flippy.
Flippy can cook everything from French fries and onion rings to cheese sticks. White Castle said it plans to add 100 Flippies to its kitchens nationwide.
Finally, here's one more socialist idea that repeatedly has done more harm than good.
We freeze the rent!
Activists like that.
Freeze the rent! Freeze the rent!
But they only like it because they don't realize it creates shortages. Everywhere it's been tried. St. Paul, Minnesota imposed rent controls.
The most stringent measure in the country.
So in St. Paul's twin city, Minneapolis, socialist Aisha Chugtai said,
I want us to follow their lead.
She's now vice president of the Minneapolis City Council. But when I interviewed her, she didn't even know that rent controls stopped most apartment building in St. Paul. Builders still build in Minneapolis. Building permits were up 65%. But in St. Paul, they're down 60% because of rent control. You're not going to get more apartments by pushing this. Her silence reveals so much.
I mean,
don't politicians research issues before imposing government force on others?
I'm going to maintain that guaranteeing housing for people and making sure that they can stay in their homes matters more than anything else does.
They just don't get it. I'd love to ask the man who's probably going to be my new mayor, how will your socialist policy succeed when every other socialist government everywhere in the world has brought misery and poverty? So far, he hasn't responded to my interview request. It's too bad. ZOHRAN, you're just down the street. Come here. Defend your socialist ideas. Our studio here is open to you.
Or inclusive, or anything of the sort. If you want to vote for him because he makes a cuter Instagram video, do it. If you want to vote for him because Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo are creeps, do it. But if you want to say, for the love of God, that he is a moral person, that he is not spitting straight up bullshit to get a vote in a policy that he knows isn't going to work, then what the hell are you doing?
House and Senate Democrats are openly admitting that this is their shutdown. You have seen the highlight reel of all of them stumbling into admitting that. And yet they're also incoherently claiming that the shutdown is somehow on the fault of the other party. And the people aren't buying it. And that's why the polling continues to show that the approval of Republicans in Congress is rising with each passing day. And the Democrats, at the same time, Democrats in Congress have the lowest approval rating they have ever had since polling began, since recorded polling began on these metrics.
Y'all got to see this one because Chuck Schumer just flat out losing his mind of basic questions that, again, debunk the whole narrative that he is trying to persuade people to believe. Now, this takes a crazy turn because you're going to see him lose his mind the one time and then rage quit on the second one. And then Amy Klobuchar, she's going to come up and she's going to talk about the Epstein files. I mean, this is just getting absurd, ladies and gentlemen. These people claim that Republicans should use these funds to fund SNAP, but that's only going to last less than what? A month? Less than before a month? And then what happens after that? I mean, there is so much confusion. These people are trying to persuade people to believe the BS. But I want you guys to take a listen to this and how this takes a wicked turn.
Irrespective of the dispute on whether USDA contingency funds can be used for SNAP benefits.
It is not, wait a minute, excuse me. It is not a dispute. It is fact they can use it, and the Republicans say it.
Okay, but there's, only 5 or 6 billion, and it's not cost $8 billion monthly just to administer. I mean, if anything, it would only last.
It does not cost 5 or 6 billion to administer. There's enough money to start feeding people right away. 6 billion's a lot of money, and they're using it for other things. 20 billion for Argentina, hundreds of millions for Kristi Noem's plane. Who are we kidding here? Yes.
What happens once it runs out? If it only lasts 2-3 weeks, do Democrats fold then?
The bottom line is they can fund it.
They're asking the hard-hitting questions. That's why he's getting mad. Because these are the questions that we all pretty much know the answer to, and he knows the answer to this as well, right? Democrats were asking for 1.5 trillion in order to reopen the government and get the 60 votes, because you need 60 votes in the Senate to pass and to basically, pass the clean resolution, which was passed by Speaker Johnson, right? You got all these Republican leaders coming out and saying, yo, these Democrat leaders don't want to work with us. So he's getting hit with the hard questions. By the way, what Amy Klobuchar, what is this, a robot? Like, why does she smile like this? What's going on with her, man? So here's the question again.
Gnome's plane. Who are we kidding here? Yes.
What happens once it runs out? If it only lasts 2-3 weeks, do Democrats fold then?
The bottom line is they can fund it just as in 2019, just as in other shutdowns, for a long period of time.
And they also, if the contingency fund, which is $6 billion, which gets you nearly a month, 3 weeks, runs out, then they can pass Senator Lujan or Senator Hawley's bill, both of which we support. We know that there'll be 60 votes for that. Why aren't they calling it up? They're not calling it up because the House isn't here to pass it. That's the way it works. The House would have to come here. They probably would have to vote on the Epstein files, but they're choosing to let kids go hungry instead of having to vote on the Epstein files. There's no doubt about it. They have been out for 6 weeks on vacation.
Just think, if they have all this money for Argentina and all this...
Chasing headlines. Speaking of the Epstein files, Democrats all of a sudden are becoming the most energetic Epstein file and child trafficking hunters of all time. All of a sudden, it's so wild that they literally chase headlines and quotes on Twitter, lying to the American people, knowing that it is wildly irresponsible for Trump to go and start using funds. Trump actually ended up posting something from his lawyers that I thought was very important, because it seems that the Democrats are trying to actually trap Trump into doing something that can get him impeached. Well, take a look at this. This is where things take a huge turn, right? He says, Trump on Truth Social says, our government lawyers do not think that we have the legal authority to pay SNAP with certain monies we have available right now. And now 2 courts have issued conflicting opinions on what can and he cannot do, or the administration. I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing to reopen the government. Therefore, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify on how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. It is already delayed enough due to the Democrats keeping the government closed through the monthly payment date. And even if we get immediate guidance, it will unfortunately be delayed while states get the money out. If we are given the appropriate legal direction by the court, it will be my honor to provide the funding, just like I did with the military and law enforcement pay. The Democrats should quit the charade where they hurt people for their own political reasons and immediately reopen the government. If you use SNAP benefits, call the Senate Democrats and tell them to reopen the government now. Here is crying Chuck Schumer's office number. And then he puts the office number out there. So this is conflicting for the Democrats, because here is Trump saying it will be his honor to fund SNAP. But yet you guys are trying to trap him into doing something that may not even be legal.
We are saying the Republicans can fund it now, and they're using these people as hostages. Plain and simple. Next. That's the answer.
Look at that. Look at that.
The answer is they can fund it right now. Okay.
The Democrats wanted their way or the highway, but yet they know that they have no plan afterwards. So yes, you fund it, and what? People then go starving again, so you could blame Republicans and you could blame Trump. These people are insane, man.
The government spends approximately $8.3 billion on SNAP every single month. So if illegals were removed from the payroll, do the math, it would be reduced by the cost of 70%. Like most people, I didn't know about any of this. I had no idea Afghan immigrants were the #1 ethnicity, that 59% of illegals were on our payroll. Before the government shutdown, I had no idea. But because the Democrats wanted to weaponize food, because that's what they're doing, so their constituents would be hangry, hungry and angry, going into the holidays, We now know that those tens of millions of illegals Joe Biden aided and abetted to come into this country are collecting food stamps on mine and yours dime. And here you thought paying for their New York City hotel rooms for a couple $100s a day, that was egregious. As for the Americans on food stamps, I have to ask, how much of your money are they getting, and what exactly are they buying with the food stamps?
When it's time to go, you can choose how. You can wait for enforcement, or you can leave on your terms. The CBP Home app lets you self-deport with dignity, directly and securely. Don't wait, decide how it ends.
Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, catch exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
You can only push people so far, and then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets. It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist! You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
Yes, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime. Just so you know, there will be news.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.